Pack your boots, put on your dancing boots. No time to waste. Oh, ready, set, and go. Yay, fire up the show. Oh, ready, set, and go. Let the good times flow.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Same Bet Show. Tonight's guest is a beloved figure in the craps community. She's active in many Facebook craps forums. She's a Golden Touch Craps alumni. She's very successful in her business ventures, and she recently captained her own craps team. I'm very excited to welcome Kerrie Koda and the Craps Angels. Angels, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Hey.
All right, Kerrie, we've got a crew here. Why don't you go ahead and start introducing the different members of the crew?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm Kerrie. I live in Las Vegas. This is my wife, Alex. We both live in Las Vegas for the last 12 years. We have Karen and Tammy. They're from Florida, and we have Special K from Delaware.
All right, so everybody, welcome to the Same Bet Show. Now, one of the things that I like to do is do a round table, and let's start with Kay on this one. Kay, can you tell us about the first time that you played craps? What was the appeal? What got you interested in this game?
I had a boyfriend, and my boyfriend knew how to play and been playing for years and years. And he thought that it would be fun if I played with him, and we would go to the casino, and he would teach me. We started playing in Atlantic City at the old Trop and down the Hilton, and cheap tables, $3, $5 tables. And eventually we went to higher tables, and I got better, and he got a practice table at home, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And eventually we got married. So that's how I got started, and we are still going strong, both marriage wise and craps wise.
So where was it that you played the first time?
It was in Atlantic City, down at the old AC Hilton, and we would the Trump Taj Mahal, just places where we could play that was, a low limit table, and it was a good learning place to start.
Yeah. So I don't have a crap story, but I do have an interesting story about the Trump's Taj Mahal. I went there, it was like in 1991 or something like that, on a business trip. We were actually in, I think, Philadelphia, and took a quick trip over to Atlantic City just to see it. And we were playing slot machines in the Taj Mahal, and it was when you had the actual coins, and they would dump the coins into a counter and count it up. Well, we found out that their counter calibration was off in our favor. So we would take a $20 bill, we'd run to or to one of the slot machines, cash out, bring it in, and we'd get like $23 or $24 back. So we did that 4 or 5 times before they figured out that the machine was calibrated wrong. We didn't get rich off of it, but hey, it was kind of fun to take advantage of the casino's errors there for a moment. So that's my one and only Atlantic City story for right now. So Kay, where else do you play today?
Well, we have 3 casinos in Delaware, in my home state, but we play mostly in Atlantic City and Las Vegas. We've been all over the country. We've been to Biloxi, New Orleans, Kansas City. So we've been up in Connecticut at Mohegan and Foxwoods, and we've gotten around pretty well. Have not gotten to North Carolina, and when Florida gets craps, we're coming south.
Good.
There you go. All right, let's flip over and talk to Tammy and Karen. So, Karen, what about you? How was your first time playing craps?
Tammy's going to tell the story.
I'm going to tell the story
because
I think I'm a pretty good storyteller, and it's entertaining. So back in 2009, Karen and I had just got our domestic partnership from Hawaii. She was in Hawaii. We flew over to the Golden Nugget, and we had a guy by the name of Big Mac teach us how to play craps for the first time. You know, you go through the lessons through the casino. And we had gone over to Treasure Island with all our knowledge that we had learned from Big Mac. And Karen sat down. Well, she didn't sit down. She went into a table, and she had a whole $12 bet on the table. And this guy proceeded to roll for an hour, at least an hour and 10 minutes. And she literally only had the $12 bet and maybe one other bet and would not let me join the table because she thought it was bad luck. So after an hour and 10 minutes, she walked away with her $12 bet, like $400, and she was hooked at that point. We got involved in a few groups that Kerrie was involved with, and since then,
Ninja craps.
Ninja Craps, and we started doing some social events, and Karen started taking lessons, and that's how we got involved. And I got involved because, of course, Karen was involved. So that's how we got involved with craps.
So you said Ninja Craps. Is that Koga Ninja Craps?
No, it was a gentleman that we all got online. All his training was videos online, and then one time he just decided that we all should get together in Vegas. So we did that, and I think there was the first time there was probably 20 people. Maybe was there, Kerrie?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then the second time, quite a few more, and he reserved us a table at the Alianti, and we got to shoot together, and we got to meet him, and I guess I forget his name right now.
Dennis.
Dennis.
Yeah, he really was. His videos were really very good, and then after that, I took training from Golden Touch, and also I've had training from Howard Newman and Heavy Axis Powered Craps. So I just take the best of all of them, but mostly I go back to all the Golden Touch in training.
Okay, so you live in Florida. We've all heard about Florida hopefully getting craps in the somewhat near future. But where do you play today? Where do you like to go play?
Well, there's no craps available in Florida whatsoever. So literally, hence why we have to fly out to Vegas maybe 4 or 5 times a year. There is no place in Florida whatsoever. Karen has gone over to Biloxi a couple times, but we find Vegas because we have our friends Kerrie and Alex there. We have our friend Sherry that comes in. We find Vegas to be the most entertaining for us since we do not have craps in Florida.
Yeah. All right, so let's move over and talk to Alex. So Alex, tell us about your first adventure playing craps.
So, like Kay found a boyfriend, I found a wife that played craps. I had no idea how to play craps. I think my first encounter was I don't know, maybe close to 10 years ago or so. We were at Planet Hollywood, and she was talking to one of her friends there, and I just walked my butt up to one of the crap tables that was empty, and basically lost all my money in 5 minutes. And then Kerrie came to the table, and she told me, "What the heck are you doing?" I said, "I don't know, listening to the dealers," which was a big mistake. And she came back and won all my money back for me.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
so-
already knew how to play.
Yeah, she already knew. So it was from that point she's like, "I'm gonna teach you how to play craps," and I was like, "Okay." So I was hooked from then. And the funny thing was, both of our fathers are really big time gamblers back in Hawaii. So, and we didn't know that they actually knew each other until after we met and things like that. So my father was actually taught me how to play blackjack when I was in elementary school, which I'm so grateful for because I knew how to play the game a while back, and but he never taught me how to play craps. But unfortunately, they're no longer with us to enjoy what we're doing now. But I know they're with us spiritually. So, but that was my first encounter with craps, and how I got hooked to the game was
There you
from
go.
this
And-
lovely lady.
And what you said it was Planet Hollywood?
Mm-hmm.
Planet Hollywood. And I know from Kerrie, we've seen several videos of you at that new hybrid table there at Planet Hollywood and Bally's. Do you guys actually play that quite a bit, or do you pretty much stick to the regular tables?
We've been playing that now more frequently. We actually love it. We
Yeah.
love those tables. a little more probably than the regular tables right now. I think because the other night, we just been having consistent rolls. I had at the Bally's one, I had a 45, 34, and 25 roll. I think was around there. So we're
That's
loving it. So
amazing. I mean, you're right. Those are some amazingly long rolls. My experience at that table wasn't quite as positive. I've only played there once, and actually got to meet Kerrie for the first time in person. I think at that table. Maybe not.
Oh,
I can't remember.
I met you way before
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But so, kind of a funny story about that table. I'm going to flip over here really quick. So, me and I had my headphones on and I had my camera, and a friend of mine was on the phone with me, and we were playing at those stadium craps off to the side. We weren't at the main, the 12 units that go around the actual live table, and we're just playing along, and I notice that there's a shooter. The video quality is kind of poor on those machines, but I recognized Mar and from Hawaii. And I turned around, and sure enough, Mar is there with Kerrie Koda playing this hybrid table, and that was my first experience with it. So I had a lot of fun, but I had a difficult time adjusting to that shorter table. I practice on a 14-foot table, and I think those are only 8 or maybe 10 foot. I can't remember for sure.
About 8.
That was that's an adjustment, but I'm sure if I were to play like you guys do, it would be to my benefit to get on it. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's move on. Kerrie, tell us about your first time playing craps.
So my first time playing craps was probably 1996. I was in Vegas with my sister. She was looking for a chapel to get married at, and we stayed at the Stratosphere. And I saw the crap table, and I hear my mom and dad always talking about dice. So I said, okay, I walked up, and then the guy says, you want to play? I said, oh, I don't know how to play. He said, oh, we'll teach you. Don't worry. Anyway, I lost about $700 in less than 30 minutes because they were making all these bets that I had no idea what it was. So yeah, $700, and I was so upset because I was like, oh my gosh, I got addicted because I'm like, I can beat this. Okay? Because I played sports, and there's a lot of basics from sports in craps. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn this. So I went and researched craps. I came across Dom's videos, Dom's History Channel video, and I got really hooked. And I bought dice, and I would throw it against the wall, and I would practice and practice. But I moved to Vegas in 1999 for a little while, and my business partner at the time knew how to play craps, so she showed me how to shoot. I used to shoot from the end, and then Orleans was my place. I would hit 20-30 rolls. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, and like Karen, I only bet $6, 6 and 8. That's it. I did not I did not press nothing. I just took my money. But yeah, I did that. I got and then I got hooked even more, and yeah, it's history after that. Oh, and then I moved back to Hawaii, but I would fly to Vegas maybe every 3-4 months.
Yeah.
And I would play craps. That's all I did. I just played craps. And
well, Alex said it just a moment ago, but do you play other games or just craps?
I like to play just craps.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes we'll play blackjack, but that's too boring for me. There's no
too boring
challenge, I mean, no.
So let's go over and ask Kay. Kay, how about you? Do you play any other games than craps?
No. I just, when my legs get tired, I'll sit down and play slots for a while, but I don't play any other games.
Yeah. All right. How about Tammy and Karen? How about you two?
I'm now playing more slots because Tammy got me kind of hooked on them. But she plays
play
slots
everything.
a lot, and she wins. I don't know how she does it.
I play everything. I've played Let It Ride, the High Flush, Blackjack, Roulette. I've had little systems throughout my since 2008 of how to play different games. I have a tendency to think you can't win everything at one game. You can be great at it, which is craps, which I think that is our go-to game. but it's taken us 10 or 12 years to learn how to bet the craps, to
Right.
win. That is what we've learned over the past 5 or 6 years is actually the betting portion, because at the beginning you don't know what the bets are, just like Kerrie was saying. And I think it helps. I don't take any professional training. Karen does a lot of that, and she comes back and shows me, and Kerrie does a lot. Um, but I'm a free spirit. I'm going to go all over the place.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about that. So the training. I know so a couple of you mentioned that you've taken the Golden Touch Craps class. Some of them, Howard Rock and Roller, the Ninja, Heavy from his Axis Power Craps. Any other training that any of you have taken?
Well, I have. There was one guy, another man on that did a lot of videos that I watched. I can't remember his name right now, but he is a big time. He's got a big name. I wish I could remember it right now, but and also I've read every book there is. So
Those are one of my favorite topics. I'll tell you, my favorite book on craps is the Mad Professor's Crap Shooter's Bible.
I got
What
that
about
one.
you? Do you have a favorite book?
I like the sharpshooter book.
Sharpshooter.
That's the
Okay.
one that I started with, and that's how I built the practice table. He has explained in detail, right down to the last screw, how to build the table, and I was able to do it.
Nice. Nice.
And
All right.
I've been an athlete my whole life, so I was a pitcher in college for a long time, and I pitch. So that's a lot of times I pitch. It's just a slow pitch softball going into the corner there. Kerrie likes me to come closer, but I think I can roll just as good from the end as I do from left eight or whatever it's called,
Stick left.
stick left. But I will tell you, I do love poker. I love Texas
Okay.
Hold'em poker as well. So
That's one game I could never play. I cannot bluff to save my life. People can read through me.
see, I'm a good
So,
bluffer. You can't tell what's going on because we do poker here at our house probably once a week. And a couple weeks ago, I bluffed my own wife, and I thought she was going to kill me at that point
yeah,
because it was such a beautiful bluff. And you have to show it to them on that. It's like playing any other game. When you win at craps, you want everybody to know how successful you are. Like Kerrie, when she wins all those, or Alex has a 45 roll, Karen's had 70 rolls, 50 rolls. Those are things to celebrate in the world of craps, and you want to do that with your family and your friends that you've built through the industry.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So, Kerrie, let's talk a little bit about the Craps Angels. What prompted you to go ahead and put this group together?
Well, initially when I first started playing craps again, and when we both moved to Vegas, I told her I'm gonna have my own crew because to me it's a team sport, you know. So I told her I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna do it, right? And then I did slowly but surely. Though we got to meet Robbie and Robbie and
Chris.
Chris, Tammy and Tammy and Karen. I met Kay. We all met each other through craps, and I must say, of course, Ninja Craps is what started the group because we are pretty tight. The people that we met through Ninja Craps were pretty tight, and and then afterwards I said, you know what? You know, you hear about all these guys playing, and you always see the wives standing behind watching, or they'll play slots or whatever, and they're in a hot roll. They'll come and they're like, "No, go away, go away." You know, so and so's on a hot roll, right? So I always watch that, and I'm like, "Gosh, man, they need to learn how to play, right?" And that's just like her. I wanted her to play because she has talent. She played sports, and she does hula, so she has that graceful touch. So I'm like, I want to teach her. I always look for someone that played sports because to me they already got the basics. So I said, you know what? I want to have an all female crew because I play with a lot of them, and I'm like, you know what? We can dominate this sport. I mean, this game just as much as a guy. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but our main focus is to just have fun. Win or lose, we always have fun. You know, we
Let-
just laugh, we eat, we celebrate, and you know what? If somebody's on a hot roll, yes, we do high five, we do hugs, we do jump up and down, we go crazy. You know, it's none of this. Don't touch me, don't touch me. It's none of that, right?
Well, you know, from the guy's perspective here, I'm so proud of you. You know, I have several daughters, and I always love to see strong female leadership and paving the way. This game, you're right. Everything that you see, everything that you hear is just male dominated, and except for one sexist stereotype, and it just gets so annoying that you got the female shooters. Let's bet on her. Now, I would bet on any of you any day. Let's start with that. But
Well, I wanted to say
this-
that during the first part of before we even did Ninja Craps, I think it took me about 2 years to stop being intimidated by the men. And then many times when you go to the table, the men were still trying to tell me how to play.
yeah.
They just think that because you're a woman, you don't know how to play, and they were trying to tell me how to play. It was incredible.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember her name, but Alligator Rose was her.
Oh,
her
yes.
crap's name.
Yes.
She was one of the
Dragon.
first people that I had met with the Golden Touch Craps group and watched her, and it was like watching art. She had just an amazing, I don't know, not a grip, but an amazing toss, and the results just consistently, just over and over, same numbers, and it's breaking stereotypes, and that's what I love about this, Kerrie. When you and I started talking about your new Facebook group and your new YouTube page, and I really think that you're going to be ripe for a big audience, and in a position of power to empower a whole new group of people. So I'm rooting for you. I'm supporting you, and I'm very happy that you're out here doing this. All right, so enough of my soapbox. Let's go back to the crap. So you're forming this team. And what are you wanting to get out of the team? What do you want to do?
First of all, it's all entertainment. We just want to. I mean, we play together anyway, so when Tammy or Karen tells me they're coming into town, I try and text everyone and say, hey, let's all play during this time. First, I would invite everybody, but I thought, oh my gosh, let's just invite the women and let's just do this. And so, yeah, it started with Tammy and Karen because they come here so often and they always let me know when they're coming. So I try to get, because I believe, playing as a team, because not everybody's going to have a good day, right? So one of us hopefully will pick up for, each other. And then we also play with blockers on the end sometimes if we have enough people. And yeah. And then, of course, guys are always invited. We always invite the guys as well. We call them Bosley.
Charlie's Angels reference.
Yes.
So yeah, when we come in town, we don't always win every time, but we have a great time because it's a chance to get and reconnect and see what someone else has learned. And a lot of times that's when Kerrie said, "Oh no, Tammy, you need to move here in this position. You roll better." And then I might roll there, and then I have a great roll. But it's a matter of coming out to see our friends. That's entertainment. That's why we go. We want to have as much fun as possible.
So you mentioned a couple of times different positions. So when you're playing together as a team, do you have favorite spots, or you just try to get any spot that's available on the table?
No, for me, thanks to GTC, I will not shoot out of position. So
Okay.
my spot will be stick left 1, maybe 2 if somebody's on the right that will step back that I can squeeze in closer, then yeah. But other than that, I will not shoot.
So Kay, how about you? Do you have a favorite position around the table or one that you feel that you're better at than others?
Yes, I usually shoot from stick left 2 because my husband Robs shoots from stick left 1. And if we aren't in our positions, then like Kerrie said, I don't shoot. I'm a great blocker. I'll go down the other end of the table, or I'll go to another position and keep it clear and school anybody else who doesn't keep their chips out of the way, and just keep the piece down at the far end.
Yeah. I think that that's one of the best
Yeah.
benefits of playing as a group is somebody can go keep that end clear. Yeah.
Yep.
So Tammy and Kay, what positions around the table do you prefer to be in?
I like to be in stick left too. When I first started, I shot pretty good from the end. I love shooting from the end, but I do better at stick left.
And I'm more of I love shooting at the end, but I also like left too. But when Karen is in her position, I'm always on the opposite end because I am the cheerleader. I'm the one that will get the table warmed up and get the entertainment going because you've got to distract some people because they get in their head with rolling. They're concentrating too hard on getting the number. They just need to roll and just be relaxed and have that natural roll that they've been practicing.
All right, Alex, how about you? What position around the table do you shoot best from?
I'm a stick right one person. So we're perfect for each other actually because one goes on the left, one goes on the right. And I'll shoot from one or two, position one or two, but yeah, if that's not available, I do go and block for the firecracker.
For the firecracker, I love it. So everybody has their craps names, and it doesn't show up very well, but let's go through them really quick. So Kerrie Koda is known as the firecracker. Alex is the superstar. Karen is Da Hammer. Tammy is Shoots. And Kay is Special K. I don't know what it is about this game, but we all have to have our nicknames, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys are at the table. What about how you shoot? Do you use pendulum swings? Do you shoot from the deck? Do you what kind of grip and release do you have? Let's start. Go back to Kay. Let's start with Kay.
Well, I'm a Golden Touch Craps alumni. I've had classes, so I'm a pendulum shooter. I shoot with a three-finger grip, thumbed on the back, of course, and I try to shoot right down the pass line. I don't shoot to the corners. I don't even shoot to the center of the far end. I shoot right down the pass line.
And do you normally use like a hardway set?
Yes. Now I have a couple other sets I use for special numbers. I have a 410 set I like, and if I'm trying to shoot horn numbers, I've got a horn set. But typically, it's the hardway set for everything.
Okay. And let's go with Karen. What about you? What's your favorite grip and release?
Yeah, pretty much I do the same thing as Kay, and I had some luck with cross sixes, but I do mostly use a hardware set.
Okay. And Tammy?
I pitch. I just put them together, and I like the hard way set, and I pitch it, and sometimes it's high, but I try to hit the corners if I'm on the ends, and if I'm in a left two, I just go right down the middle. It's just that natural pitching. So
Pitching like an underhanded toss?
yeah, well, no, it's not an underhand.
Like
It's like this, but it's a backspin because that's what
Okay.
I pitched in college. So it's a backspin, and
Got it. Okay.
that's what I'm most comfortable because of it pitching for as long as I did.
Gotcha. And Alex, how about you? What's your grip and toss?
Same as everyone so far. I did GTC also alumni with her. So I do the same three finger grip, and I usually do the hard ways of five and five, and either the threes or fours facing me. But that's been my always use that if it's not working because sometimes it's just not working.
Yeah.
We do have some other sets that we use, but it's the same. I try to go straight down the pass line with that. But when we used to shoot I think it was pre GTC. Yeah, it was pre GTC. I forgot what set we used, but I used to shoot from stick one right, and I used to shoot in the corner. And for some reason, that was working for a long time, and then stopped. But yeah.
I think that
Okay.
was the 6342 set.
Oh
That
yes, 6342.
6342.
Yeah, that's right.
6342. Okay, awesome. All right, 6342. Let's go over to Kerrie. How about you, Kerrie? What do I even need to ask?
GTC. So yeah, we're all GTC. You know, so that's how we're connected too. So I use the three finger as everyone else. I use the hardware set. But I like the threes facing because I just love that number three. And you know, fours in Japanese is not good. So in Japan is not good. So I like to see the threes. Yeah. So I do that. I shoot down the pass line as well. Light toss as light as it can get.
You should mention that the short people like you and I, she has to wear heels to get a little bit higher, and I am always on my tiptoes.
Yes, I have a 4-inch shoes. It's pretty high platform shoes. That is part of my uniform when I play craps.
Yeah, yeah, you.
And
Yeah.
my hair clip. I need my hair clip. I need my shoes. What else? I can't have no bags on me. I can't have a jacket.
Right, right.
Well, Karen, I'm the same. I'm not very tall. I have to stand on my tiptoes as well.
And
And
I've been
I,
picked on a lot for it. The dealers picked on me. One time, the box man got up and came around and said, "You're on your tiptoes, aren't you?" And he goes, "What do you have to do that for? Did you watch that video?" And then he comes around and he looks, "Oh yeah, you're on your tiptoes." He's just, oh my God.
Yeah, but it was my job to distract him and say, because he asked me, he goes, "Oh, you brought your own little golden touch shooter," and I said, "Well, of course we did. Of course we did. After 8 or 9 years, it's time for us to win." So I distracted them completely, and they left her alone at that point. And I think she rolled like maybe 30.
oh, nice. Well, I was going to say that when I took my class with Golden Touch Craps and Dom, I talked to him for a few minutes and I said, I'm having to stand on my tiptoes, and does that change how I should stand or anything? And he said, no, just do it the way that you're always doing it. And he told me that he actually has to stand on his tiptoes too. Arguably one of the best shooters in the world, he does stand on his tiptoes from time to time. So
Wow.
just being short doesn't mean you have a disadvantage.
I also made a box, something to stand on. It's about 2 inches. I made it out of styrofoam. I put a piece of wood in between, and I have it in like a backpack thing, so
Yeah.
it looks like a bag. But some of the casinos won't let me stand on it.
Yeah,
They
that's
said
a
it's
shame.
yeah.
It's only when it can smuggle it in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if they see me standing on it, they'll tell me, "Oh no, I can't stand. It's liability." I said, "I won't sue you. Just let me." No, they won't let me.
it's liability.
Yeah.
They're liable to pay you more money, is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know Mark couldn't join us, but I know she's part of your team, and she's pretty famous for her platform shoes as well. I think
Yes.
they're 4-inch platform that she stands on. Yeah. All right, so let's talk a little bit about betting strategies. Do you bet the same way when you're playing as a group or playing as a team as you do as you're an individual, or do you have different strategies?
Well, Karen and I play as a team quite often. So when she's rolling, I do a lot of the all tall and small, or I'll play all of the repeaters, but I try to keep the betting limited on her end, so I will take most of the betting on that, and to not distract her. But I always put a big red. I know a lot of people don't do that, but I also play the craps. I try to cover my bet as often as I can, and just allow her to just focus on rolling.
And then Kay, how about you? I know you and your husband play quite a bit. Do you bet differently when it's just the two of you, or pretty
Well,
much the same way?
we do the same thing Karen and Tammy do. If Rob's shooting, I do all the betting. He puts up pass line and odds, and I'll do all the other place bets, and vice versa if I'm rolling. That's so that the shooter just maintains a focus on shooting, and all that other stuff that goes with betting, is not distracting. So, but we bet very conservatively, and we've been told we're too conservative, but we bet as we buy in with each of us have our own cards, and we play our own, our own money. But at the end of the night, when we color up, we make sure we're even. And when we get on, like I can tell when he gets on a good roll, I can start to press my bets a little faster, and he does the same thing. So it just depends on how the table's running too. If it's a cold table, I'll do you might have heard of GTC's 5 count. I'll do a 6 or 7 count if it's that cold.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's cold, I count him too. So that's a way to try to, stretch your bankroll.
Well, if we're ever at a table together, do the 5 count on me. Be sure you do that. In fact, that's one of the things that Dom would always talk about is, or he made it very clear that we as new shooters should also do the 5 count on Dom and qualify him. And he flat out said, if I see you're one of my students and you don't do the 5 count on me, I will never play with you ever again. He was that straightforward and that adamant about it. So let's come up to Kerrie and Alex. So what about you two? Do you have betting strategies when you're playing together?
Yes, we same bank, right? So
Yep.
she likes to play the 4 and 10s, and I'll play the inside. She doesn't like to press, so I'll do all the pressing. And she bets. She goes up to a quarter on the 4 and 10. That's it. She doesn't go nowhere. So once I see that, I know I gotta, start betting the 4s and 10s. But yeah, for the most part, we play together. I'll let her play the 4 and 10, and then at the end of the night, if she's up or whatever or down, we make up for each other's losses if we have to.
Yeah, you said you go in for or you'll max out at a quarter on the 4 or 10. But there in Vegas, don't you have mostly $15 to $25 tables? So it's not a lot of pressing, is there?
But she won't go anything past 25.
Yes,
Unlike,
I will
unlike,
now.
unlike the last trip we were at New Orleans and Kerrie was rolling, and I had the 4 and 10, and I had it up to $50, and then I had it up to $75, and she literally hit that 4 and 10. I know at least 8 times.
Yeah. All right,
And
so
I
I got
just
another
kept
question for Alex here. So, Alex, when you're playing with real chips, do you find it harder to press versus that hybrid table where it's an electronic interface?
No.
Pressing is pressing. It doesn't matter if it's...
I actually press more on the real table
Really?
than
Okay.
than that little hybrid machine. But yeah, I've been getting a little lessons. I just talked to our friend Richard Barton, who gave me some betting strategies, and it's just, I wanna believe me, I wanna go up to 100 and keep pressing that. I just haven't had the balls, I guess, right now to do it. But we pretty much, she'll when I'm shooting, I'll focus on shooting, and she'll do all the betting. She's getting a lot more. What do you call that? Aggressive, very aggressive, which is working right now. We're doing really good so far with that.
My friends often tell me, they say that I shoot from the porch or something like that. That I don't press my bets very much either. I typically have a win goal in mind, and it's not a large goal, and I'm willing to leave whenever I hit it. So I don't press very much either. I want to be at the table for a little while, but not all night. Hit the, what's the term? Hit it and get it, or whatever it is.
Before pressing. I like to get some of it back before I press.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right, so we've talked a little bit about some betting strategies. We've talked about tables around or positions around the different tables and your first time playing. Talk about a little bit about where do you like to play in Vegas? So Kerrie and Alex, I know you're there all the time, but let's go over to Kay. Kay, when you're in Vegas, where do you like to play?
We have found that the table at OSheas is our favorite.
That's our favorite.
That's our favorite place.
And they are such nice dealers there. They never give you any heat. They open at noon, which is I can sleep in. Rob is not an early morning shooter, so we sleep in, go over to OSheas at noon. We really like the Cromwell too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I remember, OSheas has a single table, just one, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. All right.
Either
So
on the
Karen and Tammy, I heard you say that you like O'Shea's as well, but is that your go-to, or do you
Well,
like Bally's? Where do you like to play?
since the COVID, I don't think that we have not done as well at O'Shea's as we have in the past. So we have now been moving over to the Cromwell and Bally's in Paris.
And the link.
And the link. So we kind of move all over the place. But we tend to like Paris and the link a little bit more. We do like Bally's, of course, because we know a lot of people there. But
So
O'Shea's
you,
during COVID was not as, I mean, it was,
Except once.
one time when Karen rolled the 2.5 times on the LTS.
oh wow, wow.
So,
So you're kind of partial to the Caesar properties in Vegas,
Not Caesars.
yeah,
but not
not
Caesar's.
Caesar. Yeah, but we've done well at Bellagio as well, and
Yeah.
Planet Hollywood. But we have not played the bubble craps or the stadium craps. That we got to get Kerrie to get us into that a little bit more. Um,
So let's talk about that for a minute, Kerrie. You recently put a video out on your YouTube channel saying you played stadium craps at Bally's. Did they just recently put in that hybrid table at Bally's?
Yes, they just opened it last week.
Oh wow.
And we because before we were just only going to Planet Hollywood, but yeah, we they just opened it last week, and
Okay.
it's good. But the one at Bally's, they have the other games as well, blackjack and roulette and the bubble craps, all on that same computer, so you can actually play multiple games at the
So-
same
Oh.
time.
So Planet Hollywood, they have the table, right? And then they have
Yes.
12 chairs around the table.
Yes.
And then they have another off to the side or behind it. They have, I don't know, 20 different electronic stadium games. Those 20 over to the side are the ones that could do blackjack or baccarat or roulette. So is it the exact same setup at
No, so-
Bally's?
No, so the one at Bally's is in the, what is that, 15 seats, and you're everything is you're just playing right there with all the different games.
It's all in that one
It's in the
area,
corner.
arena,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to make another trip out to Vegas just to see it because
Yeah.
I do think.
The times, they're not open 24 hours. They close and open at different times. I gotta go find out the time. But when we were there, they closed the table at 3:45 in the morning,
Interesting.
and I don't know
And-
what time they open.
And it's still just a single person, right?
Yes, it's just a stick person.
I wonder why they close it. That's interesting. So, tell me a little bit about maybe the minimums on those tables. Are they $5? Are they $10?
Now they changed it to $5 bets.
Okay.
Before it was a $5 action on the whole table, so now it's $5. Yeah, minimum.
And I am a fan. I actually like playing bubble craps and stadium craps, mostly because I don't have a large bankroll and I can spend quite a bit of time doing it. But what I don't like is that we don't get credits. We don't get tier points and things like that. Is that the same way with the stadium?
Yes, yes. I get
get
maybe 67 points or something like
Yeah,
that.
not
It's crazy.
good.
Yeah.
If you're going
Yeah.
there for tier score, see, I don't play for tier score anymore. I play to win.
Well, you don't have to
So-
keep the hotel. You can stay at home.
Right? Yeah. So
Well,
I don't.
some would
care.
argue
I don't
though,
mind.
Tammy, some or Karen, some would argue that if you can win, you can afford to pay for the hotel.
Well, that's true.
That is true, but we try very hard to at least get Diamond Plus. For us, it's very beneficial coming from Florida because a lot of times we may bring family from Florida with us, so we will get 2 rooms comped, or we'll get and then I might get a room at Bellagio. So the most I've had is 3, 2 with Caesars and 1 with Bellagio for when I brought my family in April. So that's very valuable for us. So we need to make sure we hit that plateau, which we have already. So this next trip we have,
We can play stadium.
we can go
Kerrie.
wherever you want, Kerrie. I'm not worried about the points. We've got all what we need to have for next year. We just need to make sure we hit that so that we can continue to get those comped rooms.
Yeah. So that's how I am. My wife is the the point winner of the family. She'll play slots and rack up quite a bit of points. I'll play craps for the entire time, and I'll get 1/10 of the points that she gets.
Oh, it's not the
So
same. No.
yeah, it's kind of crazy. I really wish that they would do something different for the bubble craps, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. All right, so we talked a little bit about Caesar's properties that you like to play up. What about some of the MGM properties or M Life properties? Do you ever play any of those?
I like Bellagio. I like the
Yeah,
tables at
we love Bellagio.
Bellagio's good.
In New York, New York. We actually like the New York table as well.
Okay.
And then when GTC is in town, they introduced me to Treasure, no, not Treasure Island, Excalibur. I like that table too.
Oh, downtown as well, Kerrie. Downtown in the Fremont and some couple
Oh,
of
I'm
those.
not a fan of downtown.
No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that was going to be my next question. Is do you ever play downtown? Yeah. So
If anything, Fremont is the only table I like downtown.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
We
D,
want to
the
get
table.
back.
So the last time I was at the D, the table was so tall. I
Yeah.
even standing on my tiptoes, it was not enough for me to really get over the table. So I don't like playing there. But oh gosh, Fremont. I do like playing at Fremont, only almost for nostalgic reasons. I had a very lucky run of 46, and I got one of the jackets, the Fremont jacket.
Nice.
Yeah. But there's a little story there that I was playing, and I was shooting so badly. My bankroll was almost gone. I put a $6 6 and 8, and I didn't start pressing until I was up maybe 20 or 25 rolls into it. So I made very little money on that very long run, but I got a jacket to show for it.
Well, we
So-
love the Golden Nugget downtown. I think the Golden Nugget is a very good table. I don't know if Alex or Kerrie has played the Golden Nugget, but I'm sure you have. But I've hit many ATSs at the Golden Nugget. It's a very good table.
There's a
To
lot
me,
of
better than Fremont, and definitely better than the California. But of all the tables downtown, Golden Nugget is my choice. Otherwise,
And
I stay and play at Caesars.
And I think it was Kerrie that mentioned Orleans for off strip. But what about off strip, guys? What do you have a favorite place to go to that's not part of the main strip?
Green Valley, we did well at Green Valley. I think you guys were there. I like Green Valley.
We don't go off strip a lot because we have to take a taxi or something.
Unless we can talk Alex and
Alex is your Uber driver.
they're our go-to taxi when they're like, "Oh, please come and get us."
No, we played last time at the Orleans, and I love that place.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was my first time there. I like it a lot.
So I got it on October 9th.
Yay!
She's located, so we can go play there.
Yeah.
So October 9th, you have a private table?
Well, it's a semi-private table. So she's gonna let me know which I'm gonna call her the night before, and she's gonna tell me which table's open, and we just get there ahead of time, and we all grab our spots, and
Fill up the spots.
It's going to be awesome.
yeah.
All right, so I think we've hit most of the topics that I wanted to talk to you about, except for one. Kerrie, I was hoping that maybe you could talk a little bit about how people can stay in touch with you, what social media platforms that you're on, and what are you wanting to do with your brand new YouTube channel?
Well, social media, you can find me, Kerrie Koda. That's my personal page. And Let's Roll Craps is our page for craps. Let's see. YouTube is Let's Roll Craps, right? Let's Roll Craps. So as far as the videos and all that, she does all that. She does mostly all that video techie stuff. I don't do that. But yeah, you can find me, or call me. My phone number is on my Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're on Facebook, Instagram, and we just started the YouTube page. So we're trying to get that going. It's taking a little bit, but we're trying to get more videos for that. But the intention of our social media is just it's for everyone, for entertainment, to check out what's new, what we're doing, who's here, when we're gonna play, and but we're really trying to build our Craps Angels team and get that in the forefront for people to see.
Well, Alex, I've seen some of the videos out there, and I have to say that you have some talent.
Oh, thank you.
The quality of the videos that you're putting out there is very good. And you know, as somebody who's done some video editing, I can see and I can tell those little 10-minute videos that you have out there probably took several hours, if not days, to actually put together to make it look that good. So, good job, a really good job. And everybody, I encourage you to go find the Let's Roll YouTube site. There will be links. I will put links down here in the description of the video of both their Facebook page, Instagram, and YouTube. I highly encourage you to go check them out. Follow these young ladies and their craps journey, and let's see where they can take this game. All right, so I think I think that's it. That's everything that I had for this show. Any parting thoughts for anybody? If somebody wants to meet up with you, what's the best way to contact you?
Again, on Facebook. And I also want to say, actually, let you guys know that there's other ladies in our crew, but they're camera shy. So we have Regina, we have Robbie, who was with
Hazel.
Hazel, yes, and then of course Mars. She wasn't here. It's kind of early in Hawaii. There's a few others.
Naomi.
So Naomi, yes, and
Sherry. I'm
we're
recruiting
just
Sherry.
growing. Huh?
I'm recruiting Sherry.
Oh, Sherry, exactly. Yeah. So our team is just growing, and we're the things that we have planned for the future is we want to go on a cruise.
Oh, nice.
We want to do some road trips and go casino hopping and have fun, just with the women, and of course, again, men. Bosleys are always invited.
Well, if you ever make it over to the Kansas City area, you have to let me know, and I'll do what I can to
Yes.
meet you guys up there.
For sure.
All right, guys. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. I really want to say thank you to all of the Craps Angels for coming on to the show. And I really do mean it. I'm excited to see where you guys can take the organization. And I'm very happy to be following you on that journey. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for tonight's show. Everybody, thank you very much. And we will talk to you next time.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.